Scientists have just discovered 10 carnivorous plants, so terrifying. They probably shouldn't even exist. And the last one in this video might make you never want to touch a flower again. 1. Tropical pitcher plant. Welcome back. Now, let's take a look at a plant you should stay far away from if you ever see it in the wild. What you're watching is not CGI or a fake scene. This is a real creature devouring its prey, slowly, coldly, and silently. In front of the camera, a mouse desperately tries to climb out of the mouth of a massive pitcher plant, but the more it struggles, the deeper it slides. Inside is a thick, sticky pool filled with enzymes and acids as strong as human stomach acid, capable of dissolving an entire animal's body within a few hours. Once the mouse stops moving, the plant begins to absorb every bit of nutrient from its flesh, as if enjoying a quiet dinner in the middle of the rainforest. This is the tropical pitcher plant, scientifically known as Nepenthes raja, the largest carnivorous plant ever recorded on Earth. It's found in the wet, dense jungles of Borneo, Malaysia, and Indonesia, where each trap can grow over 1 foot tall and hold enough liquid to drown a mouse, a frog, or even a small bird. Scientists were stunned when they discovered partially digested mouse remains floating inside its digestive fluid. Some biologists even reported that nectar-drinking birds have accidentally fallen in while sipping rainwater, never to escape again. The inner walls of the pitcher are coated with a slippery wax layer, making everything slide down as if falling into a bottomless pit. The rim gives off a sweet scent that lures insects, mice, and even baby monkeys. Locals call it the monkey trap, and not without reason. There are stories of small monkeys getting stuck inside while trying to drink, never making it out alive. Terrifying, isn't it? 2. Yate Veo, the terrifying legend of the man-eating tree. Now take a closer look at this image. It looks more like an alien creature than a plant, doesn't it? Moist, pale pink skin like raw flesh, sharp fangs jutting out from a gaping mouth, and a long, twisting tongue reaching forward, as if ready to swallow its prey whole. But what makes it truly disturbing is that this isn't from a horror movie. It once spread online under the name flesh-eating plant, also known as the man-eating tree. Many believe the image was taken somewhere in the Amazon rainforest, home to a legendary species mentioned in 19th century explorer journals. A plant said to move like an animal, make sounds, and attack anything that comes too close. Some called it Yate Veo, which means I see you, referring to the eerie feeling of being watched in its presence. Scientists dismiss it as CGI or an artificial model, but the level of detail, the veins, the teeth, the moist membranes, looks far too real, too alive, to be easily denied. If the legends of Yate Veo are true, then perhaps somewhere deep in the wet, tangled jungles, there still exists a creature that hungers and waits for us to come closer. Would you dare stand near it in real life? 3. Bladderwort, the bubble assassin, beneath the water. Now let's dive below the calm surface of a pond, where one seemingly harmless plant turns out to be a ruthless predator. The bladderwort. This aquatic hunter drifts or anchors itself in lakes, ponds, and marshes around the world. Belonging to the genus Utricularia with over 200 known species, it's not its size or shape that's terrifying. It's the hundreds of tiny bubble traps spread across its underwater stems. These tiny sacs look like air bubbles, but are actually deadly traps. Its hunting mechanism is so sophisticated, it's almost unbelievable. When a small creature like a mosquito larva or water flea brushes against one of the sensitive hairs near the trap's mouth, the door bursts open, sucking in both water and prey in less than 1,000th of a second. too fast for any slow-motion camera to fully capture. The process is silent, precise, and terrifyingly efficient. Once the door closes, the unlucky victim is trapped in an airless chamber and slowly digested by the plant's special enzymes. Biologists call this the fastest reacting plant on the planet. In nutrient-poor environments, the bladderwort has evolved into a perfect hunter. Instead of drawing energy from soil, it feeds on life itself. Studies show that in areas dense with bladderwort, mosquito larvae populations drop by more than 70%, proving how this plant can control ecosystems with deadly precision. So next time you see a peaceful, crystal-clear pond, don't be too quick to dip your hand in. Beneath that calm surface could be hundreds of microscopic traps, waiting for a single touch to unleash an underwater nightmare. 4. Cobra lily. Next, you're about to meet one of the strangest and most terrifying plants on Earth, the cobra lily. Just hearing its name is enough to make you shiver. Found in the cold, nutrient-poor bogs of Northern California and Southern Oregon, this plant survives where almost nothing else can. Instead of feeding from the soil, it takes its nutrients from the corpses of creatures unlucky enough to wander into its trap. At first glance, it looks exactly like a cobra rearing its head, with a glossy green hood curling as if ready to strike. Inside, the hollow stalk forms a death tube filled with cold water. Drawn by the sweet nectar around its mouth, insects slip inside, and that's when the psychological game begins. The top of the plant is dotted with translucent spots that act like false exits, confusing the prey. The more they try to escape, the more they're blinded by light, slamming into the slick, glassy walls. Fine hairs growing only downward force the victims deeper and deeper, until they finally fall into the water below. There, enzymes and bacteria break down the body, turning it into nourishment. What amazes scientists is how the cobra lily can regulate the amount of water inside its trap, as if it's deliberately drowning its prey. Some researchers even call this the most intelligent hunting strategy in nature. If you ever see one in person, you'll understand why people say the cobra lily looks alien. It has no teeth, no eyes. Yet anything that touches it ends up deceived, trapped, and quietly dissolved. Beautiful, but terrifying. 5. Water wheel. Here's a plant that might just keep you awake at night once you learn what it can do. It's called the water wheel, a silent underwater predator, often described as the most merciless plant in existence. At first glance, it's just a delicate green strand shaped like a tiny wheel floating in the water. But hidden within its fine leaves are dozens of miniature traps that move faster than the human eye can see. When a shrimp, water bug, or even a fish larva swims nearby, the trap snaps shut in less than 1/100th of a second. So fast, the surrounding water doesn't even ripple. Researchers call it a neural reflex mimic. It has no brain and no nerves, yet it reacts with surgical precision, as if it were alive with intent. Once caught, the prey is sealed inside a water chamber and slowly decomposed as the plant absorbs the nutrients. A cold, perfect mechanism. Even more chilling, water wheel colonies are often found in stagnant, lifeless pools, places where almost nothing else survives. And there, they reign as silent rulers of the water, feeding on anything that still moves. Divers have even witnessed them catching small tadpoles, a sight so disturbing it left the entire team speechless. So if you ever see a perfectly still pond, don't relax just yet. Beneath that stillness, hundreds of traps might already be open, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. 6. Venus flytrap, the most intelligent trap in nature. If you ever thought plants can't move, the Venus flytrap will make you think again. Found in the humid marshes of North and South Carolina, this small but deadly plant reacts so quickly and precisely that many call it the thinking trap. Its two leaf lobes resemble jaws lined with tiny trigger hairs. When a fly, spider, or insect touches one hair, the clock starts ticking. Within 20 seconds, if there's a second touch, the trap slams shut in less than 1/10 of a second. Too fast for the human eye to follow. This two-touch rule prevents the plant from wasting energy on raindrops or dust. Inside, the prey is sealed within a dark, humid chamber. Over the next few days, its soft tissues slowly dissolve. When digestion is complete, the trap opens again, leaving behind only a thin, fragile insect skeleton, the sole evidence of a cold, biological feast. The Venus flytrap doesn't need to look frightening to be deadly. Under sunlight, it glows beautifully, its inner red shining like a blooming flower. But that beauty is deceptive, a perfect disguise for one of nature's most precise traps. The moment a tiny fly lands, everything changes in an instant. The two leaf lobes snap shut at incredible speed, creating a strike so fast and powerful that the prey has no time to react. Its mechanism has left scientists in awe because it behaves almost as if it possesses intelligence. The plant doesn't react to a single touch. It counts. When the sensitive hairs are triggered a second time within 20 seconds, the trap closes. If not, it stays still, as if it can distinguish between raindrops and real prey. Once sealed, the edges fuse together, turning the space inside into a perfect biological digestion chamber. Over the following days, digestive enzymes break down the victim's soft tissues, whether it's a fly, spider, beetle, or cockroach, leaving only a dry outer shell. When there's nothing left to absorb, the trap opens again, revealing the delicate chitin skeleton, a silent warning to the next victim. Scientists say the Venus flytrap has no brain, no nerves, yet its decision-making system operates through bioelectric signals similar to an animal's nervous system. Each touch sends an electrical impulse, and only after a specific number of signals does this plant brain command the trap to strike. A flawless mechanism of nature, simple, precise, and terrifyingly intelligent. Some fly traps are large enough to catch roaches and giant spiders. So the next time you see one of these open flowers in the wild, remember, maybe it's not the plant being watched. Maybe it's watching you. 7. Moccasin pitcher plant. Now, look down into the misty swamps of North America, where a deceptively beautiful killer waits. Known as the moccasin pitcher plant, it resembles a soft leather shoe, elegant, delicate, and deadly. From afar, it looks like a harmless flower. The rim curves gently, releasing a syrupy sweet scent, like ripe fruit. But that's the perfume of death. As insects approach, sunlight filtering through the plant's translucent walls tricks them into thinking there's a way out below. In truth, they've just entered a maze of light, and every step takes them deeper into the plant's deadly shoe. The inner walls are slick with wax. Butterflies, flies, and bees that try to climb out only tire themselves out before sliding into the pool of digestive liquid waiting below. Death comes slowly. No blood, no sound. One photographer once captured a wasp struggling for nearly 10 minutes before sinking beneath the surface. The image went viral, haunting viewers everywhere. Beauty and death, separated by a single breath. The moccasin pitcher reminds us that nature isn't gentle, it's silent, and that silence can be the most terrifying thing of all. 8. Trigger plant. Picture this. Across the sunny fields of Western Australia grows a tiny flower that looks harmless. But don't be fooled by its beauty. This is the trigger plant, nature's own sharpshooter. No teeth, no poison. It hunts with speed. When an insect lands on its bloom, a slender arm snaps out faster than the human eye can follow. Just 15 milliseconds, covering the victim in pollen and sticky secretions. A reaction so fast it's almost unnatural. At first, scientists thought the strike was just for pollination, but slow-motion footage revealed the truth. The sticky substance contains digestive enzymes. The insect struggles, trapped and smothered, as the plant slowly absorbs its nutrients. The whole process happens quietly, the petals swaying gently in the wind as if nothing's wrong. Only the doomed insect knows the truth. There are more than 300 known trigger plant species, each one a beautiful variation of death, fast, elegant, and silent. Nature doesn't need to roar to be deadly. Sometimes, a single trigger is enough to erase a life. 9. Corkscrew plant, Genlisea. The next danger comes from below, a twisting spiral trap designed to capture creatures so small, most of us can't even see them. Meet the Genlisea, better known as the corkscrew plant. It's plain, unassuming, but one of the strangest hunters on Earth. Growing in nutrient-poor soils across Africa and the Americas, its visible part looks ordinary. But underground lies a hidden labyrinth. Its subterranean leaves don't photosynthesize. They've evolved into hollow, spiraling tubes lined with inward-facing hairs, creating one-way corridors. Prey can go in, but never come out. Its victims aren't flies or bees, but microscopic protozoa and tiny aquatic organisms. Drawn by moisture and organic compounds near the entrance, they slip inside, where microscopic water currents and the tube's structure drag them deeper. Exhausted, they eventually reach the digestive zone, where enzymes break down their bodies, turning them into nutrients. What amazes scientists is how flawlessly this system works. Invisible to the naked eye, yet constantly operating. Day after day, these underground traps feed the plant in soils where nothing else could survive. Even more shocking, some Genlisea species have the smallest genomes ever found in plants, as if evolution itself trimmed away everything unnecessary to perfect its deadly design. If you think predators must be big and fierce, Genlisea proves that hunting can be microscopic. A maze of leaves, one-way gates, and enzyme chambers silently turning life into food beneath your feet. 10. Portuguese sundew, Drosophilum lusitanicum. Finally, we reach a bizarre hunter living on the dry hills of Portugal, Spain, and Morocco, the Portuguese sundew. Look closely at its leaves, glittering with crystal-like droplets that shimmer in the sun, giving off a sweet, honey-like scent. But those droplets are traps. When an insect lands, the sticky dew instantly becomes a deadly glue. Unlike most carnivorous plants that prefer moist environments, the Portuguese sundew thrives in dry, rocky soil. It doesn't need much water, only prey. Every inch of its leaves is covered with thousands of shining glands that produce both scent and stickiness. The result? A trap that's both beautiful and lethal. Flies, wasps, and even large beetles become hopelessly stuck, unable to flap their wings or move their legs. The leaf doesn't snap shut, but slowly curls inward, tightening its grip. And that's what makes it terrifying. Some sundews can even hold prey several times their size. There are reports of wasps thrashing for minutes before finally dying of exhaustion. Once still, the plant releases digestive enzymes, melting soft tissues and absorbing proteins for energy. The Portuguese sundew is a reminder that beauty can be deceptive. In harsh, nutrient-starved environments, nature adapts, turning charm into a weapon, scent into death. On the Iberian hillsides, those glistening droplets still shimmer, quietly waiting for their next meal. From dense jungles to the deepest lakes, nature never stops reminding us. Even the most beautiful things can kill you. Which of these plants gave you chills today? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell, because there are many more secrets of the natural world waiting to be uncovered in our next videos. Leave a comment below, subscribe, and stay ready, because what's coming next may be even more terrifying than you think.